I'm sure you'll have no problem remembering your first home win.
No, I definitely will not have a problem remembering this one, that's for sure. It's funny, Brian brought in the program before the game today. It was really nice. I had a picture of one of our players on it. And I sat there and I said, you know what, I'm going to hang this up on the wall because I always want to remember my first one. And I said, I just hope it's not a bad one. So I think that one's going to stay up there for a long time.
You guys are down 6 with like 48 and change, 48.5 I think it was. And so it's not looking very promising at that point.
Well, I think the difference between today and the weekend was our guys didn't stop fighting, and they found a way to make the plays at the end. And we didn't make the little mistakes late. And made some big shots. JJ makes a huge shot with a couple of seconds left, and maybe for once it was in the cards for us, not the other way.
How much did you guys need this, just to erase the?
You know what I think we needed it for? I think we needed it for the kids' psyche. They worked so hard when we came back, and we've been beat up like crazy. But after that road trip, I said, listen, as beat up as we are, we've got to practice. So I don't care whatever you have. You got to get on the floor. You got to grind it out, because we're not going to get better if we don't do that. So guys were hurting. They managed to come every day, didn't complain for the first time all year. And my concern was if we came in here and laid a bomb, laid an egg against them, that I could lose them, this early in the year, because I was like, we worked really hard, coach, and we still didn't win. But I knew they had it in them, and I knew that when I saw them today, I knew they believed they had it in them. It was just an awakening for them, really.
When it's that late, when it's 6 points, less than a minute. I mean, people behind us were walking out. I mean,
I saw that. They got ticked off our plays a little bit.
Yeah, well, that's what I was asking. As a coach, I mean, what do you say to get your players not to stop playing? You know what I mean? At that point.
Pretty much. Can you believe these guys left? They're gonna miss a great win.
Right.
And
that's what you said to them?
Yeah. Just. And our players said it to me. Our players turned to me and said, "Can you believe they're leaving?" Right? So we talked about that, so I'm really glad for them.
You think they'll be leaving again anytime soon?
No, not. Well, you know what? That's one you want to be here for to the end. I mean, it's what an ending. We had it, came back to it, when we gave it away really in first overtime, and that's when I saw our guys look like they can't do it. And I think our guys that really have a lot of pride in how hard we work, and all we kept telling them, listen, it's only 5 more minutes. We're used to doing this all the time. Other teams don't go this hard every day. We'll make our shots, and we did, and they didn't make shots late, and I really attribute that to our legs being better than theirs at the end of the game. Plus, our 6-man was great. The home crowd was phenomenal.
That was the loudest I've heard it in years.
That was great. I mean, they inspired our guys to give them. If you can put anything in there about them, they deserve it. They were such a big part of this win.
How were you on the volleyball battens up at the end? When Forlejo put it in, there was a lot of. First it was Scotty, then Kyle threw up a 2-foot air ball.
I was just hoping that they didn't call something over the back. I was really hoping that one of our guys would have been smart enough to grab it and bring it out and just get fouled. Because we were up 2, I believe, at the time, and we didn't need to shoot it. It's like 7 seconds left. We just needed to possess it and make them come after us, but it worked out.
Richmond's a good team, an NCAA team a year ago, player of the year from the conference on their team. So, what does that say about the quality of the win?
You know what I think it says is I think the League One is very, very good, but I think it tells us that when we play well, we can play with anybody.
Coach, about 2 minutes left in regulation. You called a timeout after they scored. You had nothing, so you called another timeout, and then ended up getting a shot clock violation. Were you worried that was happening again on the final possession before?
You know what we did? We kind of just gave it to our guards and said, let's just break them down. Forget about running a set, because at that time our bigs, I thought they made a good adjustment on us where they kind of laid off one of our bigs and kind of were doubling Mike Glover and leaving Alejo alone. So we said, we got to get the ball in the hands of our guards and just let them make a play right now and not look to go inside, because it was going to be a double team all the time. And Scott made some plays and JJ made some plays. And we had a couple other open looks that, had we made them, the game would have ended it, in the first overtime, I thought.
Can you talk? Go ahead.
No time.
Can you talk about Glover a little bit? First time fans got to see him, in
he was
person.
a beast. I mean, he was a beast today, and we saw that in Game 2 out in Cleveland, and that was the only game he showed it. What I loved is when he was bringing a lot of people here, and he told me there's going to be a lot of people coming to support him. Kind of knew he was going to have a good game. He's been waiting a long time for this to get this opportunity to play in front of a crowd like that, and a home crowd in New York at Division I level. And man, he made the most of it, and I think people are going to want to come back and watch him play some more.
What was you just talked about it for him. What was this like for you? I mean, home game, your school, Division I. You're the head coach. I mean, this is
for me,
a great crowd.
It was phenomenal. It goes up there with any big win I've ever been involved in. It was so nice, especially after a tough start like that. I figured if we lost this one that I'd have to see if I was still working here on Monday. So no, it was just phenomenal. And the crowd that was here was so inspiring, and they loved basketball and rich Iona tradition. And I had a lot of guys who have coached me along the way here tonight, and family and friends. And it was just great to see everyone so excited about how the team played, and I think everyone's going to want to watch them play again.
Good to go.
Thank you guys very
Great
much.
win, Coach.
Appreciate it.